What's up, guys? Nice to be back. I have something special today because over the last several months I haven't been really playing much tournament poker, but I've been studying a bit. Some of you may be interested in that. Most of you are expecting tournament no limit hold'em, but I'm gonna jump into it right away. Something quite different, probably, possibly, and that's PLO cash game. We're gonna play a few rush and cash hands for the start. And yeah, it's been something I've been actually studying for probably a few months now, on and off, depending on how much time I actually have. So we're jumping right into it. Opening two cash game tables, first hand, getting some suited aces here, pretty amazing. So yeah, I'll try to explain some things on the way, but let's start first and also make these ones as big as possible. Nice squeezing spots, nice to get a 3-bet here because these aces, unless he has better aces, usually are good. On this flop, we have a gut shot and, of course, the overpair. It should connect a lot with his calling range. Some queen x plus flush draws. But we should usually still be a favorite here. And same here, this is a paired board, so c-bet sizing should be around 1/3. And we are good here, we are ready to stack off actually. Actually, we can do a 2/3 sizing here. Yeah, this is also kind of the hand. Wow, even a pure flush draw hand with some backdoor stuff. Yes, we can run it twice. Has a ton of equity against me, as you can see here, just around. Ooh, crazy. Okay, well, I'm gonna track my results here. As you notice, I'm jumping right into it without much explanation. I think that's what this channel is all about. Just some live grinding action. This is borderline from the cutoff because it's really not suited. Again, here on this board, definitely 1/3 sizing is great. This easy fold here. I'm gonna put this up. I think I prefer it like this. And when he calls here, oh, these are, by the way, one of the worst aces I've ever seen. Actually, they could be a flat still, I don't know. We're just gonna check call. He can still be on a lot of, this is not a great card because he's on a lot of straightos. Actually, I still think I want to ISO and hope we get some folds and gonna be playing these terrible aces heads up. Yeah, I think this is just a check back on the river and he's kind of the same hand. Yeah, I think both of us played it kind of standard. This is interesting. This is a very dry flop. We are actually only scared of kings. I mean, there could be some king x that are 2-pair. I think I want to bet fold this. I think it plays slightly better than just check calling. Check calling against 2, we really don't know where we're at. We could also just check fold against 2. That's not terrible either. I think I'm going to check this and bomb river if we hit the flush, the pseudo flush, of course. This is very interesting because we have the straight blocker. I still think I don't want to turn this hand into a bluff, even though he has a lot of king check, but I also don't think we really get 2-pair to fold here. Maybe a weak 2-pair like 6-5 could still fold, but I don't think so. So yeah, we just take it for what it is. Yeah. And also he has the straight blocker. His is pretty dominated on the turn, that's for sure. So I don't think this hand could have played out much differently. We're gonna 3-bet this against the button. That's out of position, but this is perfectly connected and a high pair. Definitely ahead of his range here. So PLO, when I was playing tournament poker a ton, like I did this way more than the last year when I uploaded quite some videos, around the years 2015 to 17. I always sometimes looked at PLO because it's an interesting format, and I also would dabble in the low buy-in tournaments. Here is interesting. I think I can go with a big sizing here. It's close. Can also fold against him. We're getting it in with this baby stack. So I've been playing on and off some PLO tournaments, and I was performing kind of well in the low buy-ins. I didn't really play high buy-ins because people are really, really, really bad. Oh, lucky here. I mean, pre-flop we are ahead, but on the flop we are way behind. So, and it always piqued my interest, and I always thought about maybe learning more about it, but I never really got to it. And yeah, this year I decided to give it a shot. And I have to say, sometimes with No Limit Hold'em, when you played a few 100,000 to a few million hands, it can feel very ABC and very boring. There's always some interesting spot coming up, especially in tournaments later. This is a pure steal fold. Now I think this is better to be in our check back range, especially the backdoor flush draw and the gut shot. That's a great turn. Gonna barrel unless he bets, then we just call. Yeah, I think calling is fine. Great river. Flush wouldn't be great, but this is one of the safest rivers. I think I want to raise this for value. Sure, sometimes he turns up with nines or pocket fours, but I think going for thin value here is great. And most of the time, of course, we get folds. But I think on ace-9 hand or some weaker 3x will still call us. Yeah, and now that I really looked into theory, into PLO theory, just cash game related, I haven't really looked into tournaments. The thing is, tournaments, I love tournaments. I love them more than cash game, generally speaking. Hold'em and PLO. It's interesting, can call or fold, I'm not sure. Maybe a call is bad. What did I want to say? Well, PLO theory is just super amazing, interesting, in my opinion. It's such a complex game. This is very weird. This is really weird. We have this terrible flush draw against 2. I think I would just wanna... This is a great, great turn again. Oh, actually, I think this is a fold under the gun. I think this is a mistake. And with him leading out, I think I want to wrap the aces with a better flush draw and just stick it in here unless he does something. Yeah, I think with all the money and all the equity we have, and if we still have fold equity, this is definitely worth it. Worst case, we are up against a better 2-pair with a better flush draw. That would be really bad, but then at least we still have the open-ender outs. Not too many, but this is a weird spot for sure. We can also just go check call, but what do we do with a flush on the river? It's kind of difficult. And even if we get like something like pocket fives to fold it, that would be super amazing. Usually we don't. Okay, yeah, it makes sense. Of course he calls this. Unfortunately, no, the 6 doesn't block our open ender, so let's see. Yeah, let's see. Okay, that's bad. Nice. I'm happy to chop this. We still make a net positive here. It's hard to tell stories about PLO, and at the same time, this is weird. I think with a backdoor, double backdoor flush draw, I just want to get it in here. Could also go check raise, but maybe check raise is even better here. Yeah, so I'll hop back into the story and then in the middle explain something else, as you already noticed, about actual hand I'm playing right now. But yeah, I think in Hold'em, you often, yeah, that's what I was saying before, you often encounter spots that are very familiar, that you feel like kind of bored. Sometimes there's something new and interesting coming up. I think with all my blockers, I want to bet tiny and get it in here. It's weird. Check raising is definitely good, but I'm not sure. Yeah, okay, perfect. Perfect. But with PLO, it's such an amazing feeling coming from a Hold'em background. There's a lot of transferable knowledge that you can use regarding blockers. I love blocker play generally for bluffs. Oh, 50%, that's a nice turn. Whew, they have super strong hands. Holy. I mean, on the spot, his hand is not super strong, but I'm good here, right? Nice. We are running hot, that's for sure. Wow. I think I want to sit out one What's going on? I'm running. Maybe they notice I'm recording and want to give me the cheeses run. Haven't been running. Okay, let's see what happens here. But I'm still having the open-ended straight flush draw, so I'm still gonna bet for value. I'm getting raised. I'm probably want to call for bad beat jackpot outs. But actually, if he bets now, that's definitely Queen 9 plus hand. So I'm gonna fold this. Yeah, unfortunate. I thought I was on the cheeses run, but I think I jinxed it. So again, Hold'em can often feel pretty ABC-ish. Sometimes an interesting spot will turn up, but it's rare. In PLO, however, it's still, even though I played it over all the years, every once in a while, it's still so fresh and exciting. This is interesting. I think so deep this is going to be a check back on the flop. I'm not sure. Maybe that's a mistake. And like I said, the cool thing is there's a lot of things you can kind of use from your knowledge of, I don't know if I can ever call this. I'm just feeling he's gonna stab his entire range if I check this flop. I'm not sure. I mean, even 6-7. He has a lot of overpairs, which he shouldn't bet here, I think. If he bets, yeah, this sizing looks very much like value. If this is a bluff, I would say well played. With his stack size, it's very easy. We just get it in. I don't know which sizing is good here. Well, great. We should be ahead. And we are. Yeah, this is a fold, I guess. Nice turn. And yes, one of the things is blockers. So in PLO, actually, you have a ton of bluffs. You need to balance your value range. And all the bluffs, most of them are coming from great blockers. So if you have a flush blocker, or that's the super obvious one, like the nut flush blocker or second nut flush blocker. But then you have straight blockers, you have set blockers, you have actually straight draw blockers. So you don't even have a real straight draw on a flop. But if you have a straight draw blocker, sometimes it would make sense to bring in a c-bet. It's very weird. I think I want to raise this, especially here with the 4 of hearts. And if he does something, I'm gonna just fold the river. But yeah, it puts him in a lot of tough spots if he really has air here. This is interesting. He's very tight. I still wanna, if this would be Jack 10-9, I definitely wanna raise this. I think in this case I'm just gonna play it very conservatively and call. But I think a raise also is great because then you have more playability post-flop out of position. I'm already not thrilled about this here. I definitely need to call here. There's a lot of great turns, but this is not one of them. This is also weird. In position, it's an easy check back though. And here, I think, I think I want to, it's difficult. I think I should block this or maybe pot this even. Now that he pots it, it's also actually weird. I'm gonna raise this and fold. Because I have the straight blocker, obviously. He could have 6-7 and stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna fold this. Yeah, so it kind of goes into my, I would almost go and call it natural play style, where I love to bluff in good spots where I have blockers in Hold'em. And with PLO, you actually have so many opportunities to do that my aggro spew style is kind of great for PLO. I think if you just start out with PLO, it's going to be a bit weird, the amount of bluffing going on. Or if you're a Hold'em player that mostly bets value and is not used to going the aggro style, it's probably also going to be really weird. This, for example, is kind of a bluff 3-bet. I mean, with his stats, it's super easy. Love the turn here. I'm gonna check raise here. That's a really bad flop, but I'm still gonna stab tiny. It's actually, yeah, stab tiny and fold. If he clicks it back, I'm really in a terrible position, but what can you do? I mean, I cannot bet this, I think. I'm gonna check and hope I'm good here. Ooh, I was never good. It's surprising that he doesn't raise the turn. I think he should without, like, he's just one flush draw blocker. I think he just should click it back with his nuts on the turn. Was it nuts? What is interesting, against a less tight player I would raise this. I'm not even sure. Wait. Yeah, he had the total nuts. Oh, no, actually not. I mean, there's 5-7 out there, but you can't put it down to one set of combinations. Actually, with the 2-pair, yeah, I'm guessing he has just some type of kings here that he usually checks back. I'm gonna check back too. I mean, sometimes he makes the river here, but I think... Ooh, that's unfortunate. Bomb pot. We're gonna try to ISO some with our suited ace-x. Yeah, so for me the transition wasn't that difficult. Actually, I was, or maybe still am, a little bit too spewy in PLO. That really sucks. In GTO land, I mean, if he donks here, it's an easier fold, but in GTO land, this would be even definitely a bet. But against 2... Okay, given the stack sizes, I'm just gonna pot it here and hope I get folds or I bink it quite some equity, yeah, on average. So yeah, generally speaking, so just as a comparison to Hold'em. So in Hold'em you have around, I think it's 1,300 starting hands, unique starting hands. So that already includes, like, you can switch the cards, like first and second, second, first. It's the same hand. So if you already noticed them as the same hand, you still have 1,300 unique combinations. And in Hold'em with the 4 cards instead of 2, in Omar, 4-card Omar, you actually go up to 260,000 combinations. So yes, it's pot limit, meaning you are a little bit more limited in your channel betting strategy. However, the sheer amount of starting hand combinations together with the board cards makes it so much more complex. Definitely getting it in against him. Double suited kings, very nice. Let's just hope he doesn't have aces. We are in great shape against that one. Here's a gut shot, that's it. I'm happy to run it twice if you want to. Okay. Nice. So with this crazy amount of combinations, obviously it's a very complex game, and I think I'm still a total noob, even though I've been studying it. So the thing is, I've been studying it, but I haven't like revised the things I learned, so to speak. I'm taking quite some notes. This is interesting here. With her steal amount, Brigitte Wolf, I want to re-steal in position here. This is definitely not GTO, but 43% or 46% steal with a suited ace, that's kind of connected. I think it's fine. I think flatting might not be too bad, and now it's just a fold. This is interesting. I think I want to keep the pot low with, generally speaking, keep the pot low if you have position and have a medium strength hand. It's a good turn, not fantastic, but there are so many worse turns. Actually, given that we are blocking the ultra nuts with the 8, I want to re-raise now. Sure, we sometimes get like re-raises with sets and stuff, I think. I mean, just calling is okay, but there's enough rivers, anything 10 and higher that we don't want to see, especially anything above a 10. Gonna re-raise this against late again. We had a very similar hand early on. I think it was Queen Queen Jack 10 or something like that. And the thing is, if you 3-bet, you want a hand that you usually are able to call off 4-bet with, which we are doing now. And of course, we flopping the world. I hope he finds a c-bet here. Could have some nut flush. We are blocking heavily the nut straight. Gonna bet very low here. Because we're also blocking, we're blocking everything. Top set, nut straight, flush draws. So the only thing we are afraid is like aces plus 9s, aces plus 8s that have quite some equity. Everything else is like way behind, like crazy behind. We have the straight flush, guys, in the first stream. I love it. Now let's hope he has the aces with 8s, because then we are eligible for the bad beat jackpot. He doesn't. Wow. Wow. GG loves us today. I'm quite down in PLO, 25 cent on GG, just as a disclaimer. I think I've been playing very spewy. Most of my sessions weren't very focused. And let's see, how long is this running? 20 minutes? Okay, I want to do maximum 1 hour, maybe 40 minutes. Probably 40 minutes. This call is pretty, quite on the loosey-goosey side. I think I want to raise this because the hand is so bad. Just calling is bad, folding is okay, but then why do I even call pre-flop? Too bad here. If the ace is suited, I'm opening on this on the cutoff, but... And there's so many trash hands, and there's also this misconception in PLO that you can play any hand. Totally not true. There's so much equity edges to be taken just by pre-flop, good pre-flop selection, yeah. Unfortunately with the ace here, I think there's some turns that we can still barrel. I mean, if he calls flop here, we are kind of probably up against aces mostly, some weird draws, some weak king X that don't feel comfortable getting it in, but also don't want to fold right away. Blind versus blind, we could open this. I think folding is also fine. Especially with the rake, we want to be a little bit more tight, which I'm usually not, but I'm trying to remember this. So yeah, on GG, I'm quite down. So this could be a nice up session, even though on this table we are also yeah, already lost, I think, like 1 buy-in, a little bit over 1 buy-in, slightly above. But this is nice, 400 BBs. The thing is, I don't know how to play a 400 BB stack. Like, if we two are facing off, I'm just gonna play very nitty and try to keep the SPR high. So I would never want to stack off unless I have close to the nuts or the mega draw with 400 BBs. That's a problem. I never studied it. I have some knowledge about 200 BB play, but most of the stuff I know is regarding 100 big blinds. I even don't know too much about short stack play, meaning 50 big blinds. That sucks. It's well connected. He's out of position, so I feel inclined to call here. It's very uncomfortable to have the 3 spades, but it's too connected and the odds are too good. It sucks because we are blocking our flush draw and he just bombs it. If I had like a pair or anything here, I would get it in. I don't know. I mean, we still have the overcuts, but he's really saying aces, and then our ace is also dead. He could have kings with a flush draw that then we need to get it in. I don't know. I feel like this is very close. Of course we get there. But I think if we crush the numbers against a good range, this is going to be very close. I don't know. Maybe it's a close call more than a close fold, but yeah. You rarely see me knit around, but in this case, if he would bet less than pot, if anything, like if he would have a kind of a straight draw back the gut shot even, then I would get it in. But we only had the flush outs, and I wasn't even sure if the ace is live, so this is really bad. I think I'm just gonna check give up. We can't always see bet. Yeah, it's an exploitative thing, but this is so bad. I want to bet and fold now. I mean, if he checks the turn, he really says he doesn't have much. That's interesting. We're blocking some straights here. He can have queen check crazily played, but I don't think so. He could have 10-9, but we are blocking this. We are blocking with 10 and the 7. I'm gonna turn this into a bluff. Hoping he finds a fold. If he has a queen... okay. That's probably pocket checks. What is this? What the hell is this? Maybe this is a stupid bluff on the river. I mean, we have nothing, and his bets and calls don't make much sense, unless it's pocket checks. Maybe at like 10-9, check, check, or something like this. Yeah, I don't know. My mistake. And this would be nice. Double suited, this would be in the top, I don't know, 2% of hands, or maybe 1%. Probably 2, because all the aces are in the 1%. But under the gun, rainbow hands are really trash. So yeah, actually I'm playing 28%. I think that's kind of okay so far. How many hands? 142. With a check high suit, out of position, it's close. Maybe it's not even close. Opening the king check 10-8. Fold, 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 fold. Treble suited, folding, folding, folding. Yeah, I also checked out this 5-card Omar, there's 6-card Omar, and gonna say I'm not sure if it's a good idea that I start learning 4-card Omar. I think 5-card might be on the rise, and it's also an amazing game. But on the other hand, 4-card Omar is the most popular by far still. This is weird. I'm gonna check this. We could also, I mean, we have still the gut shot and the second nut flush draw. And if a check peels, we can maybe represent, we could maybe represent some straights with a king, depending on his action. Now that he checks, it's close. I think he has too many queen x, 10x, because we are blocking. I mean, he could have some king check that, but I'm gonna give up here. This, because we are blocking too many. Oh, wow, we dodged it. I mean, he had a really trash hand, but on the turn, nice. Yeah, I don't know. We are blocking too many draws of him, with the king especially, that I don't feel comfortable bluffing, but maybe the solver would turn this into a bluff. No idea. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna play it small here. His hand plays pretty decent post-flop. Such a spew range. Unfortunately, with a flush, back to flush draw here, I'm calling. He checks, which is weird. Could be some ace-king hands. I hope he checks it, because if he bets big, he either has some solo played pocket nines, or probably ace-king. Not gonna fold here. Can also have some, yeah, ace queen, a little bit too good. Yeah, what I want to say, he can have some turned flush draws, but with all the money in the middle, I think I'm making quite some mistakes in these bomb pots here. Maybe I should be more conservative and not care too much about the dead money pre-flop. Okay, interesting. This guy 3-bets. Doesn't have any... Okay, now we can fold, but I want to see the hand. I hope we can watch it. We have two set like boat blockers, so if he just brings a tiny bet... Ooh. We actually have a full house. Oh, that sucks. He can have queen jack, he can... But the thing is, I think, especially on the turn, a queen would bet here. So I'm gonna call this. He's probably just attacking and hoping, I don't know. That's beautiful. So, okay, here's aces, makes sense. And he found the call pre-flop somehow with his total trash hand. Yeah, it's easy to overvalue trashy hands in PLO. Looking nice if you're a Hold'em player. This probably looks very strong. It's not though. Same with this. Small blind, by the way, horrible position to be in. Just gonna bet tiny. Nice. And against the limp, I need to ISO this, I think. It's close, 200 BBs deep. Gonna bet big with my flush draw blocker and some straight blocker. And barrel turn if a hard pierce off, otherwise folding against any action here. Looks better than it is from under the gun. I think it's still an open, yeah, most likely, but it's not great, even though you might think so. 3 suit hands, always a little bit annoying if you block your own flush draws, and for that reason I'm gonna fold this. Let me know in the comments if you've played PLO, if you've ever played online or live. Let me also know if you miss tournament play, normal Hold'em tournament play. I got a deposit bonus, like a $100 mystery bounty ticket, which is coming up, I think, not this Sunday, but next Sunday. So definitely gonna be back and recording my play there, and probably fire up some other tournaments too. So yeah, stay tuned with that. And here I think I want a bomb turn, and that sucks. I don't know what to do here. He could have pocket queens, so I'm gonna bet tiny and fold to any action. He can have a better flush, he can have all the things. He probably has a better flush if he calls here. Yeah. Hello Nash guy, I'm gonna forbid this very strong hand. And on this board, I'm just gonna bet very tiny. Actually, I can check this. Nice turn. The reason to check here is, like, I should probably check my aces so deep with the SPR. And here I can easily bring a value bet, actually, with the check on the turn. I'm still getting so many folds. Unless he has the ace-4. This is close from under the gun. I think a fold is definitely not bad. Yeah, I should probably make this dependent on the stats of the players. With these two, I'm not sure if it's a good open. If people are a little bit more tight, it's different. By the way, how did I lose chips here again? What was it? Ah, it was the better flush against my 10 high flush. This guy. I don't know if this is a call. Probably for the price. On GG again with the crazy rake. I'm not sure. This was interesting. So what did he have? He had a gut shot and a second pair. I think that's it. Yeah. Okay, I understand. And he had actually he had the nut flush draw. Yeah, totally fine call, I guess. I bet pot. I think you still have to call here if you have extra outs like gut shot and pair. Yeah, makes sense. I'm not sure about my pot bet. Maybe I can go smaller. But the thing, my idea was to mostly pot river again, but not if I actually pick up equity in form of the 10 high flush. This is one of these hands, and here against him, I think I want to raise suited kings. I'm not sure if I should call this. Actually wanna go big here with our blockers. And here, without any flush draw blocker, I think I want to check and then go big on the turn. That's not too bad. I mean, he has some straights. That's the only annoying thing. He can still have a lot of flush draws. I can never go for value here. It doesn't make sense to block, even though I have a flush blocker with the value hand I have. It doesn't also make sense. Yeah. Oh, he had us on the turn already. Well, nice hand. It's so quick to lose chips. I think that is a nice hand on the button. Yeah, I'm gonna play 5 more minutes and then I call it a day. I'm trying not to spew here. I think I got a little bit better. Like I would always open these hands or this one. I think actually even this one, well, I think I can fold it. It has connectivity, it has a pair, but it's so close. On this board, I think I want to c-bet because, well, actually, I don't think it's a good c-bet. From early, if you're opening under the gun, yeah, this is a good c-bet. But from the button, I just want to check it back, and that's the problem. Like, what do you do with a 8 high flush draw? Oh, this is nice. And we're gonna check call here. I'm just gonna fold here because he can. If he has a better flush draw, I'm so dead. Yeah, this looks like an amazing turn, right? I have like, but we could already be dead against a better full house or whatever. Like, this is an easy call, and on this turn, I could stab. I'm gonna stab fold. Sometimes he just shoves it in here, like in this case. But generally speaking, I think it's an okay stab fold against the thinking player. Maybe it's not. He has some queens, sure, he has some 10x. But if he just check call here, we are in a really difficult situation. Because even like in this case, we would have hit our straight. It'd still be dead. It's a weird spot. Maybe I should just stab the flop and see from there, but with a pure straight draw, usually the solver doesn't like it, as far as I know. Against 2, I think I have to check this. I have just a gut shot, right? And some, yeah. Gonna raise this. It's a pot bet. Yeah, unless he has pocket 5s on 9-5 or the crazy pocket 9s or whatever. We should be in great shape here. Suited ace king. Happy to open this from the button. Wall 13 baby. Trip queens. Just gonna fold it. Double pair. Very nice. Weird one. Yes, thanks. I'm so deep I want to check here. And now the queen is nice to see. What do I do here? I think I can stab 1. I have some backdoor stab equity. He can raise here a lot, but then again, he doesn't have much. If he calls here, that's a bit weird, because whatever calls here, like pocket kings maybe, pocket jacks maybe, queen x probably raises, a lot of flush draws, so that's very unfortunate. We have the, but again, I think I should just check call. Pocket kings, yeah, totally makes sense. That makes the most sense in my opinion, calling here. Next to flush draws, and maybe the ultra nuts like queen 7 or whatever, or queens like quads. Yeah, I'm gonna open this, maybe even 3-betting some. Yeah, pep, I'm gonna 3-bet. Hoping for folds, of course. This is so badly connected, and I'm out of position. I'm gonna go the nitty way and fold with a 440 big blinds deck. Yeah, and we're 40 minutes in, so I'm gonna call it a day after these hands. Yeah, let's play these two hands and then finish the stream. It's a nice hand. I can even call a 3-bet here easily. He c-bets. I'm guessing he's c-betting too much. If we had a flush blocker, I would probably raise this, but we'll just let it go. Yeah, let's see how it went. Let's see how my balance goes. Okay, I think we are almost 3 binds up. We are like, yeah, around 66 euro up, which is around $70. So 75 would be 3 binds. Yeah, that was fun. I'm gonna do a few more PLO streams if I get some positive feedback about it. Like I said, I wanna do the tournament streams again, of course, too, but I really have the time. If you know how it is, if you play tournaments, you should play it for the win, and if you have a deep run, the not turbo tournaments can take 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours. That's really difficult for me these days. But still, I have this ticket, so probably gonna play, I don't know exactly when, maybe even very soon. And if I make it to day 2, of course you will see the day 2 also. And I'm not only gonna play this one tournament, I'm gonna fire up some other tournaments too. But the thing I'm gonna be uploading more than tournament play is gonna be cash game, PLO, maybe also on other sites than just GG, because the rake is really tough. Players are not so tough, but with the rake, yeah, not sure. There's some things I probably should do, like noting down things about players. Definitely there is something I should start. If you have any suggestions or also good ideas about sites to play PLO, cash game especially, let me know in the comments. Let me know your experience with the game. Let me know how you generally like this. Thanks for watching. That's it for today, and see you guys and girls very soon again. Bye bye for now.